Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio. It's Thursday already. Can you believe this? I'm telling you, this whole week was Groundhog's Day. The whole week just boom. Oh my goodness. So fast. So fast. It's a beautiful day here in Northern Colorado. Already been out to do my chores and whatnot. And it's actually very nice out, very warm. I just had a long sleeve shirt on and that was it out there feeding the chickens and taking care of my cows and letting the cats out of the barn and letting chaos just unfold around the farm right now. And can you believe this? I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to say it. So we have these little baby birds everywhere. And it seems like, gosh, I don't even want to say it, right? Because I don't want to jinx it. But these little baby birds are everywhere and they're tweet, tweet, tweet. And it's February. So I don't know what's going on with that. You know, are we going to get an early spring? Dare I said it. I said it. Probably not, right? Probably not. It's okay. But yeah, like, my goodness, for February, it is a gorgeous day here in Northern Colorado. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it and just enjoy it for every little bit of it that I don't know if we're skipping winter this year or what, but I am going to enjoy it. I got a great show for you today. The top topic I want to talk about today is AI. I'm back to AI again. And the reason why is because medical changes are coming so fast. They're actually not even coming anymore. I need to change my language. They're here. Okay, this is already here. And, I've been talking to you about it for a long time. We've been talking about these two worlds of, the cybernetic type of advancement versus the cell regenerative, that kind of gene therapy division. And both of them together, it's like, oh my gosh, we're going to have these bionic people everywhere. I don't know. But not only is that changing, right? So the advancements and what's going to be available is changing. Today, actually, I think it was a couple days ago, but very recently, the FDA has approved the first age reversal gene therapy trial. And we've been talking about that it was coming here quite a bit. Heading up this particular study is David Sinclair, who we've featured, clips on here. I was telling you, this is coming, people, this is coming. So the FDA has approved that. It is, cellular regeneration, I guess, age reversal gene therapy. And they've done it in mice now. And the concern is, I don't know, there's some reports that they do know how to turn it off, because this has been the whole concern with mRNA and whatnot, is we don't really know how much your body's going to manufacture, right? And so that's been kind of the concern with the technology as a whole, is like, how does this thing stop doing what it's supposed to be doing? And of course, we know that in some people, they're still making spike protein because of we don't know who's going to do it in which way and for how long. So that's concerning. I have to make fun of it, because what else are you going to do? I just keep calling it the Benjamin Button effect. Because remember that movie with Brad Pitt where he's aging backwards and then finally in the end he's like a little tiny baby? I think that's quite a possibility. It could be a possibility. So anyway, we have that going on. And then I want providers, people who work within the medical model, to understand how rapidly things are about to change if they haven't already changed for you. I think people really need to understand what's coming in terms of who's going to be serving you in the future. So I brought you a little something here for you to watch. This is a new AI program, and I'll just let it speak for itself. Here it is.
Leading investors just bet $41 million that Lotus will become the best AI doctor, powered by real doctors. Imagine the power of 1,000 doctors in your pocket, working to protect your health by constantly analyzing your health records, wearable data, and the latest medical research, all ready to diagnose, prescribe, and refer anytime for free. Sounds crazy, right? But let me show you. Hi, Lotus. I'm running low on one of my medications.
Hey, KJ. After checking your medication history, I see it's probably your 10 milligrams of lisinopril. Checking the FDA drug database for interactions now. Just a quick look at your latest labs. Finally cross-referencing the clinical guidelines. Okay, done. I'll loop in a doctor for final sign-off.
I just got the prescription. No appointment, no waiting, no bill. This is the future.
There you have it, people. And I will just point out the obvious to me, what's obvious to me. They're trying to soften the blow here. They're trying to, tell you, imagine having 1,000 real doctors in your pocket. Listen, they don't need 1,000 doctors. They don't need 1,000 doctors in the pocket. There's no 1,000 doctors on your team, sitting in a boardroom somewhere, looking over your labs and telling a computer to send you a message. That's the image they're trying to portray because that's what makes you feel good, right? Oh, it's okay. It's just an app I'm using. There's people behind it. There's doctors behind it, because they've done such a bang up job of having everybody worship the doctor. If you've got a doctor in front of your name, then, whoa, you're smarter than everybody else. They've done such a bang up job in Rockefeller medicine, getting everybody to worship the white coat, that now they know that you're going to have a little mistrust at first because it doesn't feel comfortable to think that you are putting your health and your life in the hands of your iPhone. But you are. You are. And sure, there'll be some, some kind of, obligatory sign off, from some agency that's getting paid a fee to just be the doctor, right? The doctor. There'll be that. But let me tell you, this AI is teaching itself with every keystroke, right? So the more information put into it, the more the information compounds. And this thing will be able to solve your medical problems way faster than any doctor will be able to. And it's self-learning, right? It continues to learn. So it can track your case. And as you evolve, and your laboratory results come back to it, it's gonna keep precise. Oh my gosh, it's gonna keep precise tracking on you. So it's going to have it's gonna be better. It's gonna be way better at this than your doctor ever could be. Here's the thing though, it's being trained on the allopathic model. So it's being trained, like you saw here. Oh, you need more lisinopril. It's not going to give you any other options. It's not going to give you any other options. It's going to give you the gold standard of care, Rockefeller medicine, pharma model solutions. That's what's going to give you. And of course that ties into health insurance because I'm sure it'll probably bill your health insurance. I mean, all on one little platform. And it's free. Now, why would it be free? It's free because it's going to sell products like pharmaceuticals. It's going to recommend allopathic remedies. And those will be paying the platform somehow. Because when something's free, we all know this, when it's free, you're the product. If it's free to you, you are the product, right? Just like we learned the hard way with social media platforms. Yeah, Facebook is free. Instagram is free because you're the product. They're selling your eyeballs, your time to corporations, so that they can get your attention and sell you stuff. This AI doctor in your pocket, 1,000 doctors in your pocket, you're the product. They are selling you to pharma. They are selling you to health insurance. They are selling you to all of the people that make money off you being sick. So yeah, it may be able to solve your problems quickly or whatever, but it will come up with remedies like, oh, I don't know, you just need a age reversal gene therapy shot. That's what you need. What else can I do? No, this is all that's available to you. This medication, or this gene therapy, or this, cybernetic type of implement transhuman implement. They're controlling the system, and it's just getting streamlined now. And they're actually going to make more money because they're getting people out of the equation. I know it's mind-blowing when you think about it, but it's here. These platforms are now operational. We've seen telemedicine. Isn't it funny how COVID lined everybody up for telemedicine, and now here we are with AI medicine? What a coinky-dink, huh? Stay tuned, everybody. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. We'll be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen.
Everybody, follow us, comment, smash the like button, share it with a friend, because that's the best way we can actually grow Naturally Inspired and make a real impact on the medical model is by you sharing it with your friends, with your family, with your coworkers, with your old high school buddy. Everybody needs real solutions for health, and you can find them here at Naturally Inspired. So follow us on Rumble, share it with a friend at Naturally Inspired Radio, at Naturally Inspired Radio. So we got this AI thing rolling out. It's here. I think that, the consumers of healthcare, we've been talking about it from that perspective for a long time, like how, during COVID, everything went online, Zoom meetings, Gosh, that event really was a priming for what's to come. We saw, now it's normal. Prior to COVID, it wasn't really normal to do telemedicine calls, even though it was available. Of course, we had Zoom, we had those things, but it wasn't the norm. And after COVID, a lot of things became the norm to do remotely. People work from remotely now, and that's very common. Even, contractually, people are bargaining to work from home in these jobs, at least 2 days a week or what have you, so they don't have to commute. This is the norm now. Many people look for jobs that are at home. And of course, there's benefits to working at home. Of course there is. But it's also isolating. It's also, you're not engaged in community every day. And not that, work environments are great, but they do give you a set of skills. Because when you're in a workplace, you have to deal with multiple personalities and, you have to navigate that, and it builds up your skill set. So my concern is humans are losing skills. We're losing these types of skills. And I think these interaction, the ability to interact with other humans, empathy, things like that, those are uniquely human skills. And I think they are the skills, I call them higher faculties, even beyond just the regular set of skills I just mentioned, but even higher faculty skills. That's going to be the defining factor between needing a human and needing a AI. And so if we're losing those skills and we're not practicing them and even moving beyond them with higher faculties, we're not going to be needed. Sharpen your creativity, sharpen your memory, work to understand your biology better and what tools you have at your disposal. Things like empathy, intuition, memory. These are unique to humans. And we're going to need those. We're really going to need those. I was joking to Jason earlier. I said, you should see this AI thing, man, like this AI doctor thing, like this, having known so many providers through the years, interviewing doctors, interviewing, different professionals in the medical field, and then holding events and stuff like that. I've been around a lot of people in the medical field. And I'll tell you, some of them don't have the greatest personalities. No offense, okay? No offense. But a lot of MDs got big old egos, not the most pleasant of people. And other people, they're just, it's the type of mind that just focuses a lot on facts and whatnot. And I tell you, you're going to need a personality in the future. Okay. I'm just going to serve it up straight to you. You're going to need a personality. It's going to be your bargaining chip. Because robots don't have personalities, And so maybe what before you got away with, you didn't have to have a personality because you have this unique skill set of being a surgeon or being a heart doctor, whatever your skill set was. Maybe you could get away with not really having the greatest personality because you have this skill set. Well, that is a changing. That is a changing. And I say that because I care about people. And that, even though a lot of doctors, they weren't on our side during COVID, right? They did what they thought they would do to hold their position in the hospital system, within the corporation, for their license. I mean, we had some brave doctors, a handful of brave doctors. And I think I talked to every single one of them during COVID that, didn't go along with what the main pressure was, which was, there is no treatment, wear a mask, ventilate, remdesivir. There was a few in America that, stood up and was brave enough to put their necks out and do the right thing, but not enough. Not enough. And that profession, I don't think will ever recover. People do not hold the same amount of trust with doctors now as they did prior to COVID. I mean, I talk to people all over the country every single day, and not a one of them says, I totally trust my doctor. I got to run this past my doctor. I got to my doctor said, no. They don't want to come to you. They do not want to come to you. They do not trust you. And so what does the future look like for doctors? I think for doctors who are personable and have personalities and actually do want to sit with patients and learn and help walk alongside them on their optimum health journey, I think there's a place for that. But I don't think a lot of doctors are going to want to do that. I think in this country, you become a doctor because you want to make money. I think people go into medicine because they want to help people, and people that are pure of heart and they find out very quickly that this medical model doesn't really allow you to help people in the capacity that they want to. It's no longer the medical arts. Very few. I mean, there are a few, right, that have a small practice. They're just kind of sticking to themselves, probably in a small town somewhere, just sticking to themselves, like trying to, keep this independent practice together. And God bless those doctors. But the ones that are working for the hospital systems and they're all the corporate and it's like turn and burn them. I'm going to do, however many tonsillectomies I can. I'm going to put my own wing in. This hospital is going to be named after me because I do so many tonsillectomies. Those type of doctors, I think it's over. It's just, first of all, there's a lot of inquiry about whether people should even be getting their tonsils out anymore. We're evolving in the medical system and we need it, but I wish that we could bring in more true understanding of prevention, lifestyle, and maybe we will. Maybe this administration has got a lot of tricks up their sleeve for being able to help people get some health coaching. Some health coaching about how to restore health in their bodies, and that maybe we'll get rewarded for prevention somehow in the medical model. And we'll still have pharmaceuticals available because we need them. They're life-saving, especially in emergency medicine, but that's kind of a whole different ballgame. When I talk about doctors and medicine here, I'm primarily talking about chronic health, and disease, chronic disease, because we just don't know what we're doing with that in the allopathic model. Emergency medicine is a different category, but they just don't, they're not trained to deal with it. They're trained to feed people pills. Here's another, so I want to bring your attention to the FDA announcement. Let's look at that. So this is the David Sinclair deal with being able to roll your genes back. As billionaires chase immortality, the startup co-founded by a Harvard genetics professor, that is David Sinclair right there, gets FDA approval for the first partial de-aging human trial. So here's what they've approved. The U.S. FDA has cleared the first human clinical trial of gene therapy designed to partially reset the biological age of cells using what's called epigenetic reprogramming. This trial is considered a major step for aging and longevity science. The therapy, called ER100, is being developed by Life Biosciences, which is a Boston-based biotech co-founded by Harvard geneticist David Sinclair. It uses gene reprogramming factors to reset age-related epigenetic changes in cells, essentially trying to make aged cells behave more like younger cells without altering their DNA sequence. That's pretty big detail. It's aiming to do that. The approach is based on Nobel Prize winning science showing that cells can be rejuvenated by modifying certain gene regulating proteins. We featured this the other day, the Yamanaka factors. Those were the 5 gene regulating proteins. Through the therapy uses just 3 to avoid risks associated with full reprogramming. What's full reprogramming? Is that Benjamin Button? Are we talking Benjamin Button here? The phase 1 trial will focus on people with age-related eye disease, specifically open-angle glaucoma, non-arteritic anterior ischemic optic neuropathy. Both involve damage to the optic nerve, leading to vision loss. There are limited treatment options for these conditions today. The therapy is going to be injected directly into the eye, where the viral delivery system introduces the reprogramming genes into your retinal cells. Woo, I don't want to be the first one to do that. Oh my gosh. Stay tuned. We got more on this. You're not going to want to miss it. This is Naturally Inspired Radio.
Did you know 80% of beef consumed in the U.S. comes from 4 major corporations, much of it being imported or processed with additives? Want real beef from a real farm? Pumpkin Creek Ranch does things the right way. Local, grass-fed, dry-aged beef with no additives, no shortcuts, just honest quality.
Pumpkin Creek Ranch beef is the real deal. I love knowing exactly where my meat comes from. No additives, no nonsense, just honest quality beef.
Best beef I've ever had. You can taste the difference. Rich, tender, and packed with real flavor. Plus, supporting a local ranch makes it even better.
From pasture to plate, they raise their cattle with care, so you can get rich, natural flavor that only real ranching can provide. Stock your freezer with premium beef you can trust. Visit pumpkincreekranchco.com or call 970-658-0176.
Join our naturally inspired community. We have so many benefits. When you make your first purchase of just $50 or more, you become a lifetime shopper. You can become a lifetime shopper with our partnered product line and get 15% off of all retail pricing for life. So that's just one benefit. Not only that, if you make a purchase of over $150, you get free shipping. And right now, we have a wonderful deal on is when you spend $175 or more, you get a $20 peptide pen. And I love these peptide pens. They smooth wrinkles. They make your skin feel fresh and glowy and dewy. And I think that's like a $57 savings, actually, because usually they're around $67 or something like that, or $77. So you get it for $20 right now. So if you need stock up on your methylated vitamins, on your omega-3s, on your collagen, on your Vivix, or whatever else, your polyphenols, whatever else you're using, now's a great time to take advantage of that special offer to get a peptide pen for smoothing and glow just for $20. So that's just for being a member of our community. You know, you get weekly wellness workshops on Tuesday nights. You get my text line, which, man, my text line is busy. I was busy all day yesterday, just boop, 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 boop. And it's already lit up again today. So I'm glad. I'm happy. Thank you so much for seeking better health the right way. Congratulations to you for knowing better and doing better. I love that. So come and join us. Come and join us. You need support on your optimum health journey. You definitely need community. And you can join us at naturallyinspiredstore.com. Make your first purchase today. It's have to be $50 or more. That'll get you the free membership that gets you 15% off and all of the wonderful benefits for being a part of Naturally Inspired Community. So FDA approves this age reversal gene therapy. You're going to start seeing teenagers running around, I guess, at the age of 85. Like, oh my gosh, what is the brain going to do? Like, can you imagine if people are like in their 80s, but they appear like they're in their 30s? Are they going to be dating the real 30-year-olds? Like, what the heck? Like, I don't know. The ripple effect of that is it's hard to wrap your brain around, right? Because if somebody looks and acts and feels 30, but they're actually like chronologically 80, wow. Wow. Talk about, saying, when we're teenagers, it's like, man, I wish I could go back to being a teenager and know what I know now. Well, you might be able to do that very, very soon. So, that's how they're going to sell a lot of this stuff to us. It's going to be all the focus on solving your problems. And I'm not trying to be the wet blanket here, but, I see some complications here that nobody seems to be talking about. And you got to wonder, like, how come we're not talking about, avoiding the bad things that could come out of this? At least preparing. I'm not a doom and gloomer. I'm not going to, great, exciting innovation. I get it. Okay, cool. But also, can we prepare for what go wrong? That's what bothers me. There doesn't seem to be any preparation for what might go wrong. And off the top of my head, I'm thinking, if we make it easier with an AI doctor to get your pills, like you just saw here, we've had some pill problems in the past. We have had some pill problems. And hey, remember this guy who used to have a show? Listen, this is Dr. Oz.
Mill epidemic in a trial that's making headlines around the country. At the center is Dr. Lisa Sang, an osteopathic physician who wrote more than 27,000 prescriptions in just 3 years. This is the case of a doctor some are calling a drug dealer in a white coat. If found guilty, she could face life in prison for the death of 3 of her patients who overdosed from prescriptions that she wrote. Today we ask, how could something like this happen? Dr. Lisa Zhang worked out of this Los Angeles clinic, where she earned a reputation as a provider of no questions asked narcotics prescriptions. It was here that Dr. Zhang wrote more than 25 prescriptions a day. And it was here that Joey Rivero and his college buddies came in December 2009 to get theirs. Pills in hand, the young men drove back to college. 9 days later, Joey was dead from a mix of alcohol and the drugs Zhang prescribed.
Yeah, that little problem we had, that little problem, the opioid epidemic, that was a little problem, and so if we make it even more accessible, then, they're not going to put the brakes on this because, again, it's free. The platform, the AI doctor is free. All your visits are free. That means you're the product. So there's going to be even a heavier push on the remedy, if you will, the prescription medication, the thing that makes money for this. So that's really concerning to me. Now, the other thing is, sure, I'm sure these developers are going to argue that this is actually much safer, that this technology is much safer because you'll have to put your personal information in. It'll all be coded. AI will be able to track every little thing. There'll be no, they'll have regulation on it. They'll be able to track regulation. Like I can just hear the pitch right now. I can just hear the pitch. Oh, it's going to be so much safer. We'll have less ODs, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, with more surveillance. With more surveillance and less freedom to choose. You'll be right locked into that system because, well, that'll be the excuse. Well, we've got to regulate it. It's got to be regulated. These are narcotics, right? Or whatever kind of prescription medication we're talking about here, it'll be an excuse for more mass surveillance and control. And it's funny because you look at that Dr. Oz clip, and it's years old now. But those strip mall they were showing there from where that doctor was operating, doesn't that look a lot like the strip malls that are now in California that are now they're under investigation rather for abuse, fraud, because there's like Dr. Oz just covered, like a whole whack of them, like 47 hospice clinics in like a 2-block radius or something. Like, interesting. You guys, there's so many rackets going on, especially in health. It's hard to keep track of them. There's rackets going on at the very upper echelons of health insurance companies, through hospital systems, through physicians groups, through loan sharking, it's endless, through pharmaceutical companies to science journals, medical journals. It's overwhelming, the amount of corruption. Then you have these rackets for like home health care, hospice. Oh my gosh, like it's riddled. It is riddled with fraud, and you are underrepresented. You know, it's so predatory. Your health is underrepresented. It's like the last thing on their list. They have all these other rackets going in here, and your health is at the very bottom of the list. And I just, once it gets automated and you don't even get to talk to anybody, and, you know, there is no empathy there. Like, you know, yesterday, end of my day, I spent, you know, over an hour and a half with somebody, just listening. For some reason, you know, people feel like they can tell me more about what's going on with them than they would ever be able to disclose to a doctor in a doctor setting. Now, I don't give medical advice. I'm just listening. And now we're getting away even from the 9-minute visit in a doctor's office, and we're transferring over to a screen. And let me tell you, in the 9-minute visit, most doctors miss so much. They miss so much because, you know, when someone's speaking to you and you truly are listening to them, they are revealing clue after clue after clue as to how they got in the situation that they're in today with their health. It's not something you're going to be able to press a button. Oh, I need this. My medication is due. I'm press a button. We're more nuanced than that. And we already have a problem with this model where we paint everybody with the same brush. Oh, everybody can take a vaccine. Oh, you just need this amount. Oh, this is that. You know, listen. The body signals through communication. It signals through communication. And if you're not even able to vocalize some of the things that your body's communicating to you, how are you going to know what's going on with a patient? It's not plug and play. Our health is not plug and play. You can't just, take a green one, take a red one. Like, it doesn't work like that. This system is also extremely compartmentalized, meaning you get a heart doctor for a heart doctor, you get a knee doctor for a knee doctor, and they don't look at the whole body approach. This system here, they showcased in this little video, you know, we'll refer you out. Referrals are for specialists, right? Like, so there's just a lot of humanness that's going to be missed. And that concerns me. A lot of things concern me about the medical model, you guys. You know that. Transhumanism being at the top of the list, but also somebody actually caring for you. We need that. We're humans. Stay tuned. Your naturally inspired moment is up next.
Did you know that nearly 70% of Americans struggle with their health every single day? That's why we are reaching out to health professionals and to anyone who simply has a heart for helping people. Right now, there's an opportunity to make a real difference in people's lives while building a flexible income stream for yourself. Whether you're already working in health, wellness, or just passionate about seeing people thrive, we want to connect with you and introduce you to our system. Together, we can provide real solutions that empower people to take control of their health and create lasting impact. If you've been looking for a way to combine purpose with income, this is it. Visit simplehealthincome.com or text 720-764-7448 That's simplehealthincome.com or text 720-764-7448. We look forward to working with you.
Work with me for better health. You can go to naturallyinspiredstore.com and book your free health assessment with me today. Let's have one of those chats I was just talking about. I connect people to real solutions for health. I don't do your thinking for you, but I give you resources to make your own decisions, towards your health, which is where everybody should be. Right? We have to be informed enough to understand that this is a consumer model, that we are the product in it. And so when we walk into doctor's appointments, we have to take charge of our health. We have to. And being in a community like Naturally Inspired helps build your confidence towards that so that you can advocate for yourself for real solutions for health. So join us at naturallyinspiredstore.com. Probably the first step is, book an assessment. That's the best way to really understand what we're doing here at Naturally Inspired. So I look forward to meeting you on those assessments. Let's get to our Naturally Inspired moment today. Today I'm talking about 5 ways to determine what really matters for your health. So this topic has come up over and over again because everybody feels overwhelmed when it comes to health. It's overwhelming. You see a TikTok video, you see an Instagram thing. I talked about it yesterday, how we have this kind of 2 camps going, even in natural health, holistic health. We have 2 camps. We have one that is primarily focused on health and wellness, naturally. And then we have another camp who kind of pitches itself like it is outside the medical model, but they're all into the biotech hacking. They're into the regenerative age reversal, that type of aesthetic more so than health. But because it's outside the medical model, it kind of gets lumped in with health and wellness. And it's pretty different. Biohacking, they still use pharmaceuticals. They still are willing to press the boundaries, use drugs like metformin, use, mRNA, things like that. They're into that stuff. It's outside the medical models, kind of now. So it's a bit different. It's more focused on aesthetic and longevity, that type of frame. And then we have, what I call the OGs of natural health. They're really interested in using plants for healing. They're really interested in lifestyle, prevention. They acknowledge emotions and all of that kind of stuff. So I get it. It is, sometimes when I'm on social media, I'm like, what? Like, what? Well, what about this? I just read this yesterday. What about that? What about, so it's really hard. It's really hard to know what matters. What matters on my optimum health journey, especially if I'm new and I'm making changes? What do I really need to focus on? So that's what I want to talk about today for the Naturally Inspired moment. 5 ways to determine what really matters for your health. Number 1, ask yourself, does this address the cause or just manage the symptom? So when you are looking at things online to buy about your health, or you heard about this drug or you heard about that, you got to ask yourself, does this get to the root cause of the problem, or is this just managing the symptom? Okay. So let's put it in context for weight loss. All right. Weight loss is weight management, maintaining a healthy weight. It's a brain issue. It's a brain issue. Your brain is responsible for hormones that help you eat to satiety, help you burn fuel properly, and you've got to correct that. Otherwise, it doesn't matter what new protocol, how many, if you're down to 500 calories a day, after you get done with that protocol, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. It's like I keep telling people, you have hormones and in your body, and your body is designed to eat. Okay. You have ghrelin, which is the hunger hormone. You have leptin, which is the satiety hormone. If you don't pay attention to those signals, you can't override them forever. You may be able to willpower yourself through 500 calories a day because you want to be thinner so bad, but eventually the levee's going to break. It's going to break, and you're going to get into this binge deprivation cycle. Okay. So it's much better and more sustainable to just go, okay, I'm going to regulate my hormones. I'm going to eat adequate amounts of protein, adequate amounts of fat, and I'm going to recalibrate my hormones, ghrelin, leptin. I'm going to move my body a bit more so that insulin has an easier time getting into the cell. So ask yourself, does this address the cause or just manage the symptom? If stopping the action brings the problem right back, you're not fixing the issue. So in the case of something like, those weight loss injectables, if you stop taking them, what happens? That weight comes right back, right? So you're maintaining at that point real health. The work reduces the need for constant intervention. So when you go through the transformation process, when you understand, okay, each meal, I'm recalibrating my hormones, I'm eating to satiety, I'm learning, I'm teaching my brain, this is fuel, you're going to use it, you're going to create leptin so I feel satiated, and you're going to get food on the regular basis, and this is how we're going to live now. You can live like that forever. Right? You don't have to go on these protocols, come off them, bounce back and forth. I always kind of chuckle inside my head when I talk to somebody and they say, I did Diet Center once and it worked. Well, if it worked, you wouldn't be talking to me right now. It's not working if it's only worked for 12 weeks or, 6 months or whatever. It has to be a maintainable lifestyle. Forever. So it can't be temporary. Number one. Number two, does this support how the human body is designed to function? I love this one because health improves when your actions align with your biology, with sleep, with movement, with nourishment, with light and recovery, not when you fight them. Right? So if you have to fight against your biology to get sleep, meaning you have to take prescription medications just to sleep, it's not a long-term solution. Why are you not sleeping? You're not sleeping because of those hormones, right? Again, too high cortisol dumping at the wrong time in the middle of the night, 3, 4 o'clock. We've got to recalibrate them. Okay, so that's usually linked to insulin resistance, by the way. So you can't be eating toast in the morning and, pasta at night and drinking sugar and whatnot. You've got to create satiety through high protein, high fat. Okay, so that's not a long-term solution. Number 3, can I do this consistently without burnout? This is what I talk about when I'm talking about a lifestyle. You have to curate your lifestyle. I can't do it for you. I can give you the tools. I can say, the research shows 16 hours of not eating and eating in an 8-hour window shows benefit, right? It shows there's a benefit to that because it helps your body process the food that you're putting in more efficiently, gives your body a break. If you don't eat 2 hours before bed, that gives you a better chance at sleeping and going through the detox process while you're sleeping. I can give you the information, but if you, like for me, I eat between 12 and 8 p.m. And if you are at work between 12 and 8 p.m. and you can't eat then, or you don't feel like, then it's not going to work for you. And you're going to be fighting against it all the time. So it has to, you have to take personal responsibility for your curating your lifestyle. I can tell you what you need, to get results, but ultimately you have to be able to live that life and like it, right? And enjoy it. And I'll tell you, it's much better than going through these deprivation cycles that everybody seems to, put themselves through. It's just painful and it's unnecessary. So ask yourself, can I do this consistently without burnout? Number 4, does this increase my capacity or create dependence? So good health choices make you stronger, they make you more resilient, and they make you more self-regulated, not reliant on endless prescriptions, endless appointments, endless testing, right? You should have a system that you can follow easily that is contributing to your strength and your growth in your health. Number 5, does this improve my relationship and connection? Isolation worsens health. So like this AI platform, right? Is that going to bring me more community? Is that going to bring me more support? No. Right? It feels more isolating. So isolation worsens health. The right health actions support community. Think of joining a sport, joining a community gym. A lot of martial arts gyms are very much a community. A lot of yoga studios are very much a community. When you're looking for a place to move your body, if you like that, you should be looking for a community, not a place where you walk in and everyone's just, got their headphones on and they're there pumping iron and doing their thing and just kind of side-eyeing everybody. That's not a community. You should walk into a gym and it's like, hey, Norm, kickboxing gyms often have this type of community. Yoga studios, like, you're there to be in community, to move your body, to connect. And so ask yourself when you're making decisions around your health, this part matters. What matters? And this part certainly does. Does this improve my relationships and connections? The right health actions support community, family, and belonging because humans heal better together. So the right health action isn't the most extreme. This is something people tend to practice and ends up being discouraging. And it is, full steam ahead, all guns a-blazing at the beginning of a health journey. And then there's like a petering out because it's too extreme and it's not a lifestyle that you're going to be able to sustain and truly love. So you got to ask yourself these questions. It's the one that restores balance, builds capacity, and can be lived out daily with joy. So get serious with yourself when you're asking, what you're doing for your health these days. Does this address the cause? Or does it manage symptoms? Does this support how the human body is designed to function, or are you fighting against the body? Can I do this consistently without burnout? Does this increase my capacity or create dependence? And then the last one, does this improve my relationship and connection? 5 simple ways to determine what really matters with your health. Stay tuned. We'll be right back for hour 2.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. NaturallyInspiredRadio.com.
Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome back to Hour 2 of Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia, by the way. I'm so glad you're joining me today. If you missed Hour 1, you gotta go back because the AI doctor is in the house. It is here. We're talking about platforms that you just log into and you tell the doctor, I feel this way, I feel that way. Like, right now, I think they're going to be wearable devices. So you have this little watch or whatever have you, whatever it's going to be, ring, necklace, who knows, right? Monitor on your arm, whatever, that reads your biomarkers. It's going to upload all that stuff into the platform. The AI doctor, it's just an algorithm, is going to read your results and say, I think we better up your blood pressure medication. So Just press this button, sign here, ding, 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 pick it up here at your local pharmacy. Bada boom, bada bang, bada boom, done. That's what's going to happen. That is happening. It's so, it's happening. It's not going to happen. It's already happening. We have technology that monitors whether you're even taking your pills. You swallow a pill now. It has like a tracking thing on it. It will report to the app to let people know that you did indeed take your medication. There are wearable devices that go to the app that, the AI will read to make sure that they're monitoring your blood pressure all the time so that they can adjust things in real time for you. Like, this is mass surveillance beyond a level that, like, of comprehension, really. They'll get to the point where your fertility doctor will log into... Well, I don't even have the vocabulary. Like, you probably won't even have a fertility doctor. You're going to have an AI monitor that will tell you, ding, 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 go have sex because your temperature is 1 degree, quarter, half better. You've got a chance now to get pregnant. I mean, that's pretty much already available, I think, but like, it's just every which way you think about it. You're going to have a monitoring device that tells you, oh, you're about 7 hours from going into labor. Right? You're about 4 hours to going into labor. You should go to the hospital in 20 minutes. Like, it'll change. It's changing everything. Not to mention that the baby you're carrying probably was genetically modified before it even got implanted in your womb or whatever, even if you're allowed to have it in your womb. I don't know if we're even going to be allowed to have the babies in our womb because it might be better off in a pod. You think I'm talking crazy talk, but like, am I? It's bizarre time to be alive, especially if you are a analog girl living in a digital world. And I know a lot of you are because we talk about it all the time. It just, get out into nature, everybody. Just get out into nature and touch grass, please. It will remind you who you are and where you are meant to be. I think if more people did that, we would just be a heck of a lot better off. Now's the time in the show when I'd want to talk to you about your culture. Because as you know, there are such forces out there trying to convince you that you do not have a culture. So when I was out this morning and thinking, man, I hate to even think it, but it kind of feels like spring out here. It kind of smells like spring. And then tweet, 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 little birdies all over the field. I'm going, my gosh, is it spring? And it got me to thinking about America's connection to seasons, because America's strong connection between seasons and specific activities comes from a unique mix of geography, history, economics, and cultural values. Many countries have seasonal traditions, but the way America organizes leisure and food, sports, rituals around the calendar is unusually pronounced. So we're a bit different than other countries. And, as soon as the spring starts coming, I start thinking about baseball games. I start thinking about running outside. I mean, you get summer fever, right? You start thinking about gardening. You get all hyped up because all the concerts outside in the outside venues, food trucks outside. All of these things kind of have define summer when you're American. So many things came to mind when I was thinking about, like, why do I get so pumped up for spring and summer? Well, it's because we're more outside and we just have all these different ties to different seasons in our culture. So geographical scale and climate diversity. The U.S. spans Arctic conditions in Alaska, 4-season temperate zones, desert, tropics, plains, mountains, and coasts. And this means seasonal change is felt physically, not just symbolically, for most Americans. Daily life adapts to the seasons. So agrarian roots tied to survival, early American life depended on planting season, harvesting time, food preservation for winter. Even as society industrialized, these rhythms stayed embedded in our culture. So fall, even if we aren't farmers anymore, it's kind of funny. You think about it when you go buy houses in subdivisions during fall, we decorate for fall. We're like emulating what used to be harvest season. Because this is our culture. This is our culture. So fall equals harvest, storage, preparation. Winter is conservation, gathering indoors, warm sweaters, the whole thing. Spring, though, is renewal. It's rebuilding. And of course, summer is abundance, travel, labor. So this is, built on strong roots here. Protestant work ethic and school calendar also has shaped our culture in seasons. American schedules are built around farming cycles, summer labor needs, winter schooling, and that's why long summer breaks exist still today. Feels like a reset when we break for summer and come back in the fall. Spring is associated with momentum and growth. Even mass media and national synchronization, radio, TV, digital media, standardized seasonal behaviors nationwide. We have sports seasons. We have holiday season with Christmas and New Year's and Thanksgiving. And there's seasonal advertising that supports all of that as well. So millions of people, we all do the same things at the same time, and that's uniquely American scale effect. Seasonal activities and what makes them American. So fall is identity, belonging, and harvest. So common activities are football, high school, college, pro, tailgating, apple picking, pumpkin patches, back to school rituals, Thanksgiving. Football becomes a community ritual, not just a sport. Tailgating blends food, sport, identity. Thanksgiving is uniquely American to express gratitude, harvest, and national mythos. Winter is about endurance, home, reflection. So, of course, holiday gatherings, snow sports, cabin life, home focus, new year, new goal setting. This is distinct because snow days are also a shared childhood experience in America. Winter is culturally framed as rest and reflection, not just cold. The new year is treated as a psychological reboot. And this is all unique to American culture. Spring, however, is renewal, hope, and momentum. Yeah, so spring cleaning, Easter, baseball opening day, spring break, gardening. This is distinct. Opening day is ceremonial, Major League Baseball. Spring equals optimism and fresh starts and deep alignment with personal reinvention. And of course, summer. That's the way my kids say it. Summer. Mom, it's summer. Freedom, movement, expansion. We think about traveling, road trips, getting on the road and just going, barbecues, fairs, fireworks, outdoor events. Road trips reflect vast open land and independence, which is the American way. The 4th of July, of course, is representative of Independence Day, blends patriotism with leisure and community. Summer symbolizes freedom more than rest. And so here's what's truly unique to America versus shared globally. Shared with other cultures, there's harvest festivals, winter holidays, seasonal foods, and climate-based routines. But what's uniquely American is seasonal sports as identity markers, school and work calendars that are tied to agrarian history, mass participation across the entire continent. Seasonal reinvention, mindset, new year, new me, back to school, leisure that's tied to freedom and mobility. America treats seasons as chapters of identity, not just weather. Fall asks, where do I belong? Winter asks, what matters to us? Spring asks, what can we grow? Summer asks, how free can we be? These rhythms regulate our nervous system, They build community bonding. Again, yesterday we talked about unity, and this is unity. We're still holding together on some things, the fabric of our culture. We're still holding together with this. And this is what we have to build up instead of focusing on what tears us apart, because these rhythms regulate our nervous system. They give us purpose and motivation. We know a new chapter's coming when a new season comes, and that keeps us going. Everybody partakes in it. Like I said, you drive through a subdivision around here in fall, and you got these, houses that got haystacks out front and scarecrows and pumpkins and squashes, and everybody's partaking. That's the way we do things around here. That's our American culture. Just another little reminder who you are. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. We're going to get into the news. I've got some good stories for you. And of course, later on, our health topic that you're not going to want to miss. See you in a minute.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen.
As I said before, I want to mention a few of your names because I'm here to serve you all, and I'm so grateful that you are part of the Naturally Inspired community. So I want to thank people who recently made a purchase: Charlotte, Bryson, Deborah, Susan, Juanita, Jackie, Lorraine, Janie, Christy, Brenda, Tom, and a few others. I'm going to continue to read your names off every day because this is what I'm doing here. I'm here to serve you and help you along your optimum health journey. So grateful for our supporters that help us stay on the air and keep our health community growing. We've got deals, February deals. I mentioned one of them, that $20 peptide pen to help. And all of our skincare is environmental working group approved as well. So it's all clean, very clean. That's a hard designation to get. So no toxins. And we have wonderful peptide pen that you can get for $20 right now when you spend $175 on all of your other needs, like your methylated vitamins and your collagen and your Vivix and your, your Cheer Up and Chill Out gummies or what have you. You get this great deal, just a peptide pen for $20, which is a great savings, and they last a long time. I've had mine a long time. So huge deals that we have in our monthly flip book as well. You can get to the flip book at naturallyinspiredstore.com. Join us in the Naturally Inspired community. You'll be so glad that you did. All right, let's get to some stories. You guys, I think this was going to drive me nuts for years. So, and I know Jason knows what I'm going to say. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. I played a clip, and it was of these doctors, American doctors. It was like a panel of American doctors, okay? And they were testifying before a committee, a congressional hearing, a committee, about China. And these doctors I don't even know how I found the clip, which is why I haven't been able to find it again. But I played it on my show. It was a few years ago, and it was a panel of doctors that were articulating just how much of a problem it is that we're exporting our DNA to China to map our genome. Right? To map the genome. Oh, we're going to map the genome, and this is going to make us understand how everybody's connected. Yeah, now we know what that's all about, right? Bioweaponry. Okay, so anyway, I saw this video, and these doctors were very concerned. They're like, listen, we cannot be sending our genetic material to China. This is why. This is a real problem. And guess what? China never exports their genetic material. Isn't that funny? So they will not send any genetic material from any of their citizens to anyone else for study. And here we are, gosh, it's just, you want to think it's stupidity, but we know it's not. It's greed. It's greed. We've been sold out. So China has our DNA. And why is that a problem? That's a problem because of bioweaponry. It's kind of a scary problem, really. Here is a congressman talking about this. Take a listen.
Going to a conference meeting this morning. I've been working on a piece of legislation dealing with the Chinese who are purchasing our genetic material from a lot of these ancestry groups that you get your history checked on, see where you're from. Everybody's always related to the King of England. Nobody's a horse thief, it seems. But anyway, that information is they create what's called a genome, and the Chinese are actually buying it up. We've been told that some of our intelligence that they're developing a genome to develop diseases that would affect childbearing American women, childbearing age. So I've been working on this for over a year. It's like getting a glacier to move because the big boys are making money off of it, obviously. Once again, you got gutless politicians and lobbyists, either unbeknownst to them or unbeknownst to them, are in cahoots with our enemies. Now, you can say what you want to about COVID, but we know it was created in a lab and done by the Chinese. Why in the world would we do this? Like Stalin, I think, said, we'll sell them the rope they hang themselves with. We do not be able to give them any of this information. We can stop it, and that's what the bill does. So, I get to run around occasionally from a staffer who's like, well, we can put it in a rule and then just kind of move along that way. And a rule, it needs to be in the law. It needs to be the law because a rule can be changed by some unelected bureaucrat. So we're working on putting it in a bigger bill. But again, if we don't see some success there, I'm going to come to y'all. And you can help me put some pressure.
Did you hear all that? So he's talking about, oh gosh, it fires me up when I start thinking about it, because the other day, I played the tape of Jeffrey Epstein talking to Ehud Barak, right? Former a politician, director of defense or whatever from Israel, and explaining to him how he's going to make his millions now that he's out of government. This is what you do, right? You're going to sit on this board and make $3 million. You're going to sit on this board and make another $2 million. You're going to you only got a couple years because you're 71. So this is how you do. So the entire time these people are in politics, and I know this guy's not an American one per se, but this is going on in our country. I guarantee it's going on. This is why Biden had the deals he had with China. right? With Hunter's laptop, you know, it's, we don't even need to say, we know what's going on. So what's happening here in particular, though, is our genetic material. So he talks about it, you know, he explains here, the big boys don't want to stop this. Yeah, of course they don't. Of course they don't, because they are doing the bidding, earning the points for the favors for the $3 million job, sitting on the board for the corporation that is making money off of this stuff. It's making money off of selling our genetic material. Now, here specifically, he's talking about bioweaponry that would cause infertility in young women. Now, I don't know if you remember, Bobby Kennedy got himself in some hot water way back in the day when he was still campaigning for president. Kind of a candid moment where he was caught on camera saying, you know, yeah, like COVID affected different persuasions in different ways. And he implied that it was genetically engineered to impact different ethnicities in a certain way. Oh, that's crazy. That's racist. Blah, that's anti-Semitic. Blah, 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 blah. Shut up. The reason for that was because this is where that road was leading. Understanding, the public understanding that there is such a thing as bioweaponry, and COVID was part of it. We do it ourselves with gain-of-function research. You think the Chinese don't do it? You think other countries don't do it? What are we doing here? Duh. People are selling you out. They're allowing companies to come in and harvest all our DNA, and then they're promptly selling it to the highest bidder. And meanwhile, that's being used in research labs to develop bioweaponry against us. Against us. So anyway, this Senator Tim is trying to do something about it. I don't know what the details of the bill are and whatnot, but I remember that video I played years ago and trying to expose that this is what was happening. I don't know if people will get their brains around this, you know, especially the people on the left, because they're not going to want the money train to stop. And it, like, I don't even know, why would you not be against this? Even if you know, they're so people are so incredibly brainwashed that, you know, all they have to do is get the green light from their favorite celebrity politician. And, yeah. No, we don't want to stop that. China would never do that. No, China would never, they would never. Don't be a racist. Oh my gosh. I don't know how, you know, I don't know. There's no explanation for it, right? But this is real. It's happening, unfortunately. What can we do about it? We got to stay on top of it. We got to talk about it. I mean, we know when we're talking in the public sphere now, we know when we're talking in the public sphere, like on X and where a lot of these conversations take place, that there are people that are listening. That's the way we got the troves of Epstein documents that we just got when we were told over and over again, there's nothing in there. Who cares? Boring. Oh, really? Really not that boring, right? There's some crazy stuff coming out from those documents, including that very conversation that I just talked about, where we start to hear, we know that this has been going on, but like when they talk about it, the revolving door, you know, into politics, into private sector, you know, stacking up favors. While they're supposed to be serving you, they're just stacking up favors for themselves, for their book deal, for their board position, for free money. And they're selling you out the whole way. not there to serve the people anymore. There to serve themselves. I mean, some of the stuff that we learned about Biden and Hunter Biden and the deals and 10% for the big guy or whatever it was. That's what I'm talking about. Meanwhile, they're crafting a bioweapon in a lab somewhere that's going to make it so that our teenage girls, our young women, can't have babies. Stay tuned. More stories up next. You're not going to want to miss it.
Did you know 80% of beef consumed in the U.S. comes from 4 major corporations, much of it being imported or processed with additives? Want real beef from a real farm? Pumpkin Creek Ranch does things the right way. Local, grass-fed, dry-aged beef with no additives, no shortcuts, just honest quality.
Pumpkin Creek Ranch beef is the real deal. I love knowing exactly where my meat comes from. No additives, no nonsense, just honest quality beef.
Best beef I've ever had. You can taste the difference. Rich, tender, and packed with real flavor. Plus, supporting a local ranch makes it even better.
From pasture to plate, they raise their cattle with care, so you can get rich, natural flavor that only real ranching can provide. Stock your freezer with premium beef you can trust. Visit pumpkincreekranchco.com or call 970-658-0176.
Welcome back. Follow us on some of these platforms, would ya? Follow us on Amazon Music and share it with a friend. Find us by searching at Naturally Inspired Radio. I think Jason does a fantastic job. He gets us everywhere. He puts us out everywhere. We're on every platform. Some of you listen on Rumble. Some of you listen on iHeart. Some of you listen on Spotify. Like, we're everywhere we possibly can be. But we rely on you to build this audience, to change the medical model, to connect people to real solutions for health by sharing it with friends, family, coworkers, anybody that you know would benefit from real solutions for health, which in my opinion is everybody. So follow us at Naturally Inspired Radio on Amazon Music. Oh, DeSantis. You know, say what you will about DeSantis. Everybody got the hate on for DeSantis because he was going to run against Trump. But, you know, I was in Florida when they had a hurricane, and I tapped into DeSantis while we were down there, and that guy knows how to organize. That guy knows how to organize, I'll tell you. And there's a lot of good things happening in Florida. They're like the first state to end any sort of vaccine mandate whatsoever as well. So that's cool. They're on to chemtrails there too. They've been talking a lot about that. And here's another winner from DeSantis. I'm going to go ahead and play the clip and then we'll chat about it. Ron DeSantis.
A handful of these companies are spending an awful lot of money that they're going to build data centers, they're going to do all this, and they're going to need a return on that investment. And so there's a lot of things that are being proposed, basically, that are subsidizing this AI revolution. Data centers, having a preemption of state laws proposed, tax abatements, all these different things. And I think that is something we should say, well, wait a minute, what are we subsidizing? You know, if AI is going to lead to the loss of a lot of jobs, why would we want to subsidize that? I mean, you know, technologies as they come, it can be disruptive, but I don't know that you want your thumb on the scale if that's going to end up, you know, causing economic harm to people. The data center issue is very interesting because, you know, we were talking about that 9 months ago. I don't think a lot of people even knew what these were. Now people are starting to understand these hyperscale data centers use as much power just to power the data centers as a city of 500,000 people. And it doesn't produce jobs because it takes like 10 people to run a data center. And these tech companies are usually just bringing in foreign workers on H-1B to do it. And so it's not even like they're hiring from your community. So, you know, so that's, now, maybe that's something that you just need to do because the society needs it, the economy, but just think, you have this much power that you're capable of generating. you have this much demand, right? And that's kind of where we are. If you double the demand, unless you also double the supply, prices are going to go up. That's just the way this stuff works. And some people talk, oh, there's no increase in electricity because of data centers. Like, no way. It defies the laws of economics. So unless you're producing more, if you're increasing demand exponentially, you are going to have individuals pay more. The cost is going to be higher. And I don't think there's very many people that want to have higher energy bills just so some chat bot can try to, corrupt some 13-year-old kid online. That is not what anybody is signing up.
Finally, somebody's talking about the rising costs of electricity and service because of AI data, because of data centers and the growth of AI. I've seen regular people like you and me doing videos like, holy man, my electricity bill's 4 times as much, used to be, or 3 times as much, it used to be $200, now it's $600. I've seen people with $1,500 electricity bills coming out of nowhere with like no warning even at all. DeSantis is at least addressing it, because I've seen citizens address it, but I haven't heard anybody else talk about it. And this, you guys, they have just a wonderful way, don't they, of capturing our attention on things that, are interesting, but don't necessarily impact our day-to-day life. Like, yes, Epstein needs to be dealt with. It's interesting. It's disgusting. It's like, yes, I get it. But also, like, when your electricity bill shows up, you are going to have a coronary. When your bill jumps from $200 to $600 and some dollars. What are we doing about this, right? Because we've seen it in Virginia, we've seen it in Massachusetts. It's popping up everywhere. And DeSantis is the first guy that is saying, no, we're not going to do that here. It doesn't provide jobs. It takes up, it's an energy hog. Who's going to absorb this cost of building out this infrastructure? It's going to be the citizenry, and we don't want it. Nobody's actually ever stopped to ask us if we want it, but we're expected to fund it. Isn't that interesting? Right? We're expected to fund this behemoth of a change in our lives, and we have never even been asked if we want it. It's pretty crazy. All right, I got one more story I want to cover, because when we come back from the break, we are going to go into our health topic. And this is, this gets people heated. So I just want to keep it to the facts, because I think this is important. I think it's fading out, but there are still transition surgeries being done. I just saw a video recently of a sexual health clinic that's now part of a campus, part of the college campus, where they give out hormones to kids. You can just walk into the sexual health clinic and get yourself put on hormones, which is ultimately leading to some kind of transitional surgery. And I just want to keep it to the facts here. So push your emotions aside, watch this video, and let's talk about the facts of this medical butchery. It should not be permitted, not because of any of your emotions around transgender or changing or anything like that, because the very surgery itself is dangerous. It doesn't do what it says it claims to do. It's a farce. Watch this.
Hey all, I hope you're all doing well. This is day 7 or day 8 post-vaginoplasty revision. I just finished up my 3rd dilation of the day. It's exhausting. It seems that it's all I do anymore. But my girlfriend and my bestie are downstairs playing Mario Kart with my son, and I just need a minute to decompress, relax, get my breath back. things are coming along really well. My energy is still pretty good until a little bit after lunch, and then I'm kind of tired. So that's to be expected, coming back from major surgery. But everything seems to be going well. I've regained control of my bladder, so yay. I guess we'll take the small victories where we can get them, and just keep up on the pelvic floor exercises and stick with the plan the doctors laid out. Healing is coming along really well, and I'm feeling good. So I know today's supposed to be snow.
When I see this, I think victim. This person is a victim of propaganda and social contagion. Cutting off your genitals doesn't exist in other cultures. This transition, this lie that they tell people that they're going to transition into another gender through butchery, through cutting parts of your body off or creating new parts of your body, is a lie. And you hear this man talk about what he's going through here. He's exhausted. He's having to, quote, dilate a wound that has been created for the purpose of the illusion of a vagina 3 times a day. And let's just talk about the facts here, okay? Nobody ever wants to talk about the facts. Everybody talks about like what it is. It's how we feel. You know, they should be allowed to do this because of that or whatever. Okay, if you're an adult, do it, okay? But don't lie to people, because this is not informed consent. A successful in medical terms, okay, it's defined as a clinical success when this procedure, the vaginoplasty, has an open, functional vaginal canal. It doesn't stay opened. You have to, dilate it. You have to, it's like an earring, right? If you don't wear earrings, the body closes it. Same thing happens here. It's considered successful if the tissue heals without chronic infection or breakdown. It's considered successful if your urinary function is preserved. It's considered a success if your pain is controlled and not chronic. It's considered a success if the patient's able to maintain anatomy with ongoing care. It doesn't stay, right? So if they're able to maintain the wound, the hole, that's considered a success with the dilation device. It's considered a success when psychological stability with realistic expectations. Success is maintenance dependent. It's not a one-time event. So this surgery, like I think we all think, they change their gender and it's done. No. This is a pharma customer forever, for life. This is probably likely a surgical customer for life. These people get chronic infections. Lifelong vaginal dilation, meticulous hygiene and infection monitoring, pelvic floor physical therapy, hormone therapy management, urological follow-ups, sexual dysfunction and sensation monitoring, mental health support, revision surgeries. It's ongoing care. It's victimization. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Did you know that nearly 70% of Americans struggle with their health every single day? That's why we are reaching out to health professionals and to anyone who simply has a heart for helping people. Right now, there's an opportunity to make a real difference in people's lives while building a flexible income stream for yourself. Whether you're already working in health, wellness, or just passionate about seeing people thrive, we want to connect with you and introduce you to our system. Together, we can provide real solutions that empower people to take control of their health and create lasting impact. If you've been looking for a way to combine purpose with income, this is it. Visit simplehealthincome.com or text 720-764-7448. That's simplehealthincome.com or text 720-764-7448. We look forward to working with you.
I mean, schedule your free assessment with at naturallyinspiredstore.com. I would love to sit down and discuss with you your optimum health journey, and you can be supported in the Naturally Inspired community. I'm sorry, I'm just still thinking about that transition surgeries, and I think we're going to be looking back on those things as something that well, I think we'll see them. I want to say lobotomy, but I think it's worse than that. You know, some of these shock therapy, these types of things that we tried in the past, I think that we're going to look at them as torturous, barbaric, I guess is the word I'm looking for. I just... The benefit is illusion. Really, the benefit is an illusion, and they're selling people an illusion. They're selling people a lie. And we get so caught up in the emotional part of it, you know, especially I feel like the left, they want to, whoa, people should be able to do this. You're not protecting emotionally vulnerable people. You think you're doing them a favor by supporting them in those decisions, but you're doing them more harm. It's catastrophic. You can't go back after you do something like that to your body. And I wish more people would focus on the actual facts. I was actually going to bring some pictures of it, but I just thought, no, it's too much. Because the photos look excruciatingly painful. And just imagine, you know, they're doing this to children. To children. I hope more and more, you know, that will be a thing of the past. But even as many that have been done, I think we're going to look back at it in horror, in absolute horror. So for today's health topic, I want to talk to you about joint pain, about pain and stiffness in general. Okay, there's a lot of people suffer with this. We talk a lot about collagen, you know, how important collagen is for mobility. But I want to focus in a little bit more on what's causing your discomfort today for the health topic. So something like as simple as like morning stiffness and foot pain. So what could that be? What is that? A lot of people suffer from plantar fasciitis. It feels like sharp or stabbing pain in the heel or in the arch. It's worse with the first steps out of bed, and it improves after walking a little bit. It hurts more in the morning because plantar fascia tightens overnight. When you step down, it suddenly stretches. So contributors are barefoot walking on hard floors, tight calves or Achilles heels, unsupportive shoes, or weight changes or overuse. Okay. Another reason is tight calves, the Achilles tendon. That feels like heel pain or pulling sensation, stiff ankles upon waking, but it's not necessarily plantar fasciitis. That's because of shortened muscles overnight that increase tension on the foot. Another thing that could be happening with joint pain, achiness, just overall stiffness is what I'm talking here, is inflammation and fluid pooling. What that feels like, it could be achy, tender, or bruised, like on the soles of your feet. It gets worse if you sit a lot during the day. It's reduced through circulation overnight, but inflammation equals stiffness in the morning. Arthritis, this can be contributing to stiffness and pain in joints and feet and legs. It feels like a deep ache or stiffness. It takes time to loosen up. It's worse in the morning because inflammatory chemicals build up overnight. But some of these other things, that feel the same, we can often get diagnosed with. So someone can tell us something like, you've got arthritis or what have you. But consider that all this type of stiffness comes from deficiency. So, I always give this example, but I think it's such a good visual for people to understand. If our lifestyle has been digging a hole, in our health for, 30 years, shovel by shovel, we're not taking supplements, we're eating ultra processed foods, shovel out. Another shovel of dirt is out, digging us into a deficiency hole, so to speak. Then we have to consider that, the deeper the hole, the deeper the deficiency. And the only way to fill the hole in is one shovel of dirt at a time. That's the way the body gets back to homeostasis. And so it may not be a diagnosis. You may not need a diagnosis. You may need minerals. Some of this stiffness, collagen I talk about all the time, that can contribute to stiffness and mobility, but also mineral imbalance. So that can feel like walking on rocks in the morning. General foot soreness or cramping and burning, or even shaky legs at night, or shooting pains in the legs at night. This is common deficiencies like magnesium, potassium, trace minerals, and it can become common in high stress individuals or people that are dehydrated. Nerve irritation can also cause this type of pain, right? Joint pain, what feels like joint pain, burning, tingling, numbness, sometimes worse, when you go to late at night before you go to bed, is possible causes of this is blood sugar dysregulation, B vitamin deficiency, compression during sleep. So are you laying on your arm? Are you laying, on your side where your hip goes to sleep? So this can all contribute to the stiffness and overall body pain that so many people experience. Also, check your footwear. Okay, it's important that you have good supportive footwear. Soreness often improves when you are supported, when you're walking, when you're standing. Oh gosh, people stand for hours on concrete floors in their jobs, when they're working, and it takes a toll over time. And when we're young, we don't feel it so much. So we don't invest in good footwear. Trust me, I'm guilty. When I was younger, I'd walk around in anything, and now it's like you have to be a lot more cognizant about what you're supporting your feet. So that can get caused just by working on hard floors, wearing shoes that don't have support. And then stress also contributes, stress being on the concrete floor causing stress, or even hard floors that don't absorb much, So what can we do about it? Well, there's some simple solutions. Get moving. Right? Get moving. I know it feels counterintuitive to move when you're hurting, but you're hurting because you're not moving. It's this nasty cycle that we get stuck in. So whatever you can do to get moving. Very important. Okay. So stretch before standing. Make a routine in the morning out of stretching, rolling your feet on a ball. Get the circulation going. You can use a tennis ball, or some people even use like frozen water bottles. Flex your feet, right? Flex your toes upward while seated, and then point them down, up and down. Daily support. You want to, of course, wear supportive shoes, what I just talked about. Hydrate. So many people are dehydrated. You've got to add electrolytes into your water. And you got to get some magnesium in. At night, also stretch before you go to bed. So as you're getting ready for bed, build a routine. Build a routine for mobility. What else do you need to know here? Joint and pain support is very important. So we have a wonderful bundle available for you, a super joint support pack available. It contains advanced joint complex that has glucosamine and boswellia extract, and that helps support normal joint comfort and flexibility. Can be very helpful for any kind of joint pain, but also foot soreness. We also have a pain relief complex that's wonderful, or joint and muscle pain cream rather. It's a topical applied cream for temporary relief. Also omega-3s. You can't get enough omega-3s, it would seem these days. Omega-6s are widely available. You do not need to supplement with omega-6s in our standard American diet. But omega-3s, I don't think a lot of people correlate pain with omega-3 deficiency. And I was just doing kind of a deep dive on this a few weeks ago. Prostaglandins is what causes pain, and omega-3s, they help mute prostaglandins. So get your omega-3s, your omega-3 balance up higher. Get yourself some Omega Guard, which is in this super joint support pack. I put it in there purposely. It helps inflammation and it helps control pain for the long term. The other thing I put in here was creatine for recovery. Creatine supports ATP production. It supports cognitive health. This one has a dash of polyphenols in it, which helps with inflammation. And it also has a dash of magnesium in it, which helps with nervous system and controls pain and stiffness as well. Supports healthy muscle function. What else do we have in there? A methylated vitamin, a methylated multivitamin. You've got to get your B vitamins in, right? So vitamin B deficiency is a big part. The falling asleep of your hands and feet. This is often linked to vitamin B deficiency, but you want to make sure you get a methylated one. It is best recommended to get a methylated one. So all of these things, the advanced joint complex with boswellia and glucosamine, that is wonderful for pain and for inflammation. Omega-3 is wonderful. Creatine for recovery. So when you do move and stretch, you're recovering faster. That's what creatine does. It is wonderful for recovery. And then you need some topical muscle pain relief, joint pain relief. We've got a wonderful cream, and it's got a little menthol in it too, so it's kind of soothing on the top, but it gets down deep in there and is a wonderful pain reliever as well. So you get all of these products, and with that, you also get free shipping. This is a big issue, because when we feel stiff, when we feel pain, we tend to not move. So you gotta get back to moving. You must. I know it's counterintuitive, but you gotta get going. A body in motion stays in motion. Thanks so much for joining me today. This has been Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert-Garcia, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.